Welcome to another Frequently Asked Friday. We have 3 related questions today. When do we need PMCF? Do we need it for Class 1 devices? And when can we use Article 6110? Let's start with PMCF. It's a process that updates the clinical evaluation. And you know we need clinical evaluation for all devices of all classes. PMCF is part of PMS, and PMS is also mandatory for all devices. But when we look at the text about PMS plans, we read there that the PMS plan has to cover a PMCF plan or a justification why you would not be performing PMCF for this device. And then on the side of clinical evaluation, we have Article 6110 that says you may be able to demonstrate conformity without using clinical data. And you have to justify that. And here's the connection. So PMCF would collect clinical data to update the clinical evaluation. But if your clinical evaluation is not based on clinical data, you may not need PMCF. Let's have a closer look at Article 6110. So it starts with an exemption without prejudice to paragraph 4. And this paragraph is about implants and Class 3 devices. So you cannot use this route for implants and Class 3 devices, but you may be able to use it for other devices. And that depends on the results of your risk management, the specifics of the interaction between the device and the human body, the intended performance, and any claims you have for the device. And if you want to use this clause, you will have to have other data that shows that your device conforms to the general safety and performance requirements. So that can be bench testing, non-clinical testing methods, preclinical evaluation, and performance evaluation. So in summary, it's not for Class 3 and implants, but it may be used in exceptional cases for the other device classifications, and that depends on intended use and claims, risk management, and the level of interaction between your device and the human body. You need to have an evidence-based justification, and all of these points are reiterated in the various MDCG guidances that are now available. And the evidence can be based on performance evaluation, bench testing, and preclinical evaluation. You may still need to search for any available clinical data for your device, but you may come to the conclusion that there are no clinical data in the literature and that you also don't need clinical data for your device. So these are some examples of devices that would not need clinical data or PMCF. And some, it's very obvious that there's almost no interaction with the human body or no interaction at all. For example, these medical displays that just show images that were collected with other medical devices. IV poles, a lot of accessories that come with these poles, some reusable surgical instruments, some disposable instruments, tubings, etc. Devices for sterilizing other devices, but also things like ECG amplifiers, for which there are performance standards that if you comply, you don't need to do any additional clinical data collection. But keep in mind claims, because in the example of the wheelchair, if you would be claiming that this specific design reduces the risk of pressure ulcers, it becomes very hard to use this article, and you may have to perform additional post-market clinical data collection to confirm the claims that you have. If you are in doubt on whether you can use Article 6110 and whether you can justify that you don't need PMCF, let us know. We usually don't need a lot of time to help out with this, and we're always happy to help. Have a nice day, and see you next time.